Hello everyone, my name is Adeline Spears and welcome back to another AWX weather forecasting video. And in this video, we are talking all things spring break. I'm on my break this week and I know many of you are as well. So the main focus of this video is to outline exactly what your vacation may look like for this week's off. So let's get talking about the weather. The first step to looking at your spring break forecast is looking at the overview of the United States. This allows us to outline exactly what everyone's forecast is going to be like for the next 2 days. So we're starting off with Tuesday, and most of the action is staying over here on the West Coast. Specifically, the Pacific Northwest is going to be getting in on a lot of gross weather. We're talking about rain and snow and pretty chilly temperatures up here. Cities such as Seattle and Boise are going to be experiencing that gross weather, unfortunately, for the first part of their spring break. And that is going to continue as that system moves east, and places like northern Nebraska and southern and central South Dakota are also going to get a taste of those soggy conditions. But thankfully, that is going to be staying contained to the West Coast, and us folks over here on the East Coast are going to be living it up. So for this week's spring break spotlight, we're talking about the one and only Florida, the hottest destination every year for spring break. Tons of people, especially college students, flock to the Sunshine State to get a taste of that sunshine and the beach for their week off. So that is exactly what is coming up next. Talk about hot. Those temperatures are going to be fantastic here in the Sunshine State tomorrow and Wednesday. We're looking at a range of 70 to 80 degrees, just dreamy temperatures for your spring breaking adventure. So up here in Panama City Beach, which seems to be a pretty prime location, a pretty prime destination, and we're looking at temperatures just shy of the 70-degree mark. But as we go further south into the Sunshine State, we're looking at those temperatures getting into the 80s. Tampa, Orlando, and Miami will reach that 80-degree mark tomorrow on Tuesday, and those warmer conditions are not going anywhere. Going into Wednesday, we're still seeing those high temperatures. These are the forecast highs, and they're continuing to be pretty steamy, especially for March down here in Florida. Just exactly what you want to see across the board if this is where you're headed this week. Make sure you bring some water, because those temperatures are going to be pretty hot. They warm up even more on Wednesday, just up 2 to 3 degrees, and that is going to continue on Thursday and Friday as well. So if you're headed to Florida, you probably got one thing on your mind: going to the beach. And a huge part of the beach is the UV index. You need to know, what's the tanning going to be like? How much sunscreen do I need to bring? And that is exactly what is coming up next. A huge part of your forecast is looking at those UV indexes. And these values are pretty high. We're looking at 6 to 8, which is great for tanning, but a sunscreen is definitely going to be a must in your beach bag. Keep in mind that scale does go up to 10 or 11, so these are definitely on the higher end. So you want to be sun smart and sun safe and wear your sunscreen and your hats. Now we're looking at 6 up here in Panama City and going all the way up to 8 down here in Miami. So these are averaged for Tuesday and Wednesday, give or take a degree or 2, but it's definitely going to be important to be sun smart as you go into your spring break. You don't want to be getting burnt out there. So this is a prime example of your spring break spotlight. So comment below on your destination so I can give that update to you in the next forecasting video, which should be in the next few days. I wanted to do another one today, but time just didn't allow it. So I'm looking forward to doing even more. I'm super happy and excited about this new segment, and it's going to be continuing for the next month and a half as we get into May, just covering spring break and exactly giving you that accurate, quick forecast for your spring break. So I hope you have a great one if you're free this week. And I'm going to be continuing these updates since I've got a lot of free time on my hands. So have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you soon with more weather forecasting.